This has to be the craziest place I've ever filmed. I'm in my boys' closet right now because I'm going to show you guys how I do inventory for my kids' clothes, and honestly it has saved me money because I do this. I've been doing it since my oldest was 6 months old, and really it's worth it. Just hear me out. I've been doing inventory on my kids' clothes since Xander was 6 months old. So for years and years I've been doing this. It's really simple. I just take a basic notebook and a pen and I write down whose clothes it is. I write down shirts, shorts, pants, swimsuits, pajamas, all of their clothes, and I just tally mark what they have and write down what they need. I do this because I shop the sales. I like to shop Carter's, Oshkosh, Old Navy, and Children's Place for my kids' clothes because I think that their clothes last and wear better and wash better than other places. So I typically shop at those particular stores, and I shop the sales. I use coupons, I use the rewards that you earn from shopping there, and so I get really good deals on my kids' clothes. I shop the clearances as well. So, I mean, I have 4 kids, so to not break the bank, I have to shop the sales. And I like to have an idea of what they need. If I don't, then I'm overspending or I'm overbuying, and it just makes a lot of sense just to have it completely written down. I like to get as much laundry as I can done so that I've got all of their clothes on hand and I can see exactly what they need. And then I'm going to go through their clothes, see what looks too small, what won't fit, and set those aside, and then go back through and write down exactly what they have and what they need. Kids' clothes. Also, I like to shop a season ahead and a size ahead because of the way stores will put their clothes on sales. A lot of times you can get your next season of winter clothes really inexpensive if you buy them at the right times, and for summer and spring, all of it. So that's how I like to shop for my kids' clothes. Now, we are in winter right now. It is January, so I'm actually going to take a look at what I have for my kids in their boxes of clothes. I have boxes and bins in my kids' closet of clothes that they're growing out of and clothes that they're going to grow into. So I'm going to take a look at the clothes that they are going to grow into, which is summer clothes. I'm going to take an inventory of what they have and what they need for summer clothes so that I can start shopping the same. For example, on shopping for a season ahead or more, a season or more ahead with a size ahead. Sometimes kids grow differently, so it's hard, but if you can kind of have an idea of what next size your kid will be in, that helps a lot. For instance, Xander is pretty average size, so it's typically like when he's close to the age he's about to be, he's in that size of clothes. Jackson is actually a size ahead of his age. He's just a really tall kid, so he's a size ahead, so I know I need to shop that much bigger. And Sophie actually grows totally different than my boys. She's more petite and a little smaller, so I have to shop differently for her, as well as Camden. Camden is a big boy like Jackson is, so he is a size ahead as well. So I have to kind of have an idea of what sizes they need to go for the next size up. I'll probably take you guys with me. I'm going to go to the Old Navy sale. Old Navy has sales often, but they have a sale around this time every year. Right now it's actually going on. I think it's about 60% off in stores, but I like to go up to the closest Old Navy outlet, which is in Park City for me, and I go there. I've done it, this will be my 5th year going this time of the year, and they have insane deals for winter clothing. I've actually bought my kids shoes for $1.50, my littler kids. My older kids, I think they had shoes on sale last year for like $5. So inexpensive. Articles of clothing for low as 75 cents. It's crazy. So I've gone every year to do that, and I get all of the clothes my kids need for next winter. So that's something that I like to do as well, and I will try to take you guys with me when I go shopping there and shop that sale next. Right now Camden and Jackson share a room together, so they share this big closet. It's a big walk-in closet. Jackson's clothes are over here and Camden's clothes are back there. And so I'm going to go ahead and tackle their clothes now. I've got boxes up on top that you can't see that have clothes that fit Jackson, or that are going to fit Jackson, and then a box right here of clothes that are going to fit Camden. Now, as I just shop the sales, whatever I get, then I just put in this box. I just throw it in there. It's not neat, it's not organized. I just throw it in there, and then whenever I do my inventory, like I said, every few months, I will go through and, you know, divvy out what is going to be for the next season and what is not. A lot of the times I will take what the next season is coming and put it on like the farther end of their closet, kind of pushed away, so I kind of just can have an idea of what I can see I can see what they have. But for the boys' closet, since they're both sharing this big closet, there's really not a lot of space for that, so I probably won't put up their clothes for another 2 months or so. In Sophie's closet, she does have a lot of space, so I will go ahead and show that I take those summer clothes out that can be hung up, and I hang those up just kind of pushed back in her part of the closet that she doesn't really use, just kind of so I can see what she has and go. I like to go through shoes, and like I said, you need to know your kids to kind of know what size they're going to need next. Quickly go through and see what clothes I know don't fit my kids. Sometimes that's hard unless you have your kids with you. I like to do this without my kids if I can help it. My kids are actually just playing out here. Go ahead and go through their clothes. If you know a particular shirt definitely fits your kid, you can use that as a reference and lay that against another shirt to see if the other shirt's too small or too big or whatnot. So that's a good reference. A lot of times I kind of have an idea of when I've watched my kids put on clothes, I'm like, okay, that might have a little bit of time left, but you're almost out of that outfit or that shirt or whatever it is. I will also, if they're close to being out of something, for instance, like a jacket, I just saw Jackson's about out of that jacket, I will try to replace it with another jacket if I have one that's in a bigger size, and then just take that jacket and set it aside. Just because sometimes my kids, like, they'll wear something and I'm like, okay, you're almost grown out of that, and then the next day they're completely grown out of it. Kids grow like weeds, they're so fast. So that's what I like to do with my kids' clothes. Another thing, I have 3 boys, so I do try to keep my kids' clothes as stain-free and as clean as I can, because I want to do the hand-me-downs with my kids' clothes. As hand-me-downs, I try to be really picky about it. I want them not to have stains or holes or look really worn out if I can help it. Like I said, I shop the sales and I use my coupons and I use my rewards, so it's really not worth it for me to have my kids wear, you know, grungy clothes when I can replace them for really inexpensively. If there is a shirt or something that has a stain on it, or it looks grungy and dirty, but it's still a pretty good conditioned shirt, I will have my kids just wear them to bed. I mean, and use it as a sleeping shirt or sleeping pajamas or whatever it is, whatever type of article of clothing it is, and they can just sleep in it. A couple of years ago, I actually didn't do my inventory system for my kids' clothes, and there was a summer that I had one kid had a ton of shirts and no shorts, and then another kid had a bunch of shorts and hardly any shirts, and Sophie just had an overabundance of clothes. I mean, she is my only girl, so maybe that's why, but it just didn't make sense, and I felt like I wasted my money because I had clothes that my kids weren't going to wear because they just had too many of one thing and not the other, and then I had to spend more money to buy the clothes that they needed. So it totally makes more sense just to do the inventory and have an idea. I like to also just have an idea of what I need so that when I do my shopping, I immediately know what is needed and what size is needed. So I highly recommend being organized about it and keeping a tally and list, and I'm just going to jump right in. So let's get started. All the clothes that don't fit Jackson, as I was pulling them off, I did look at them and they do look good enough to, I actually might need to try to treat that one for stains, but the others look good enough that I can save them for Camden. So I'm going to go ahead and put them in the box for Camden. I'm going to grab the box that is of Jackson's summer clothes and go through those and take inventory, and then I'm going to grab Camden's box of summer clothes and go ahead and take inventory of those. All of Jackson's clothes that don't fit him anymore in this little box for Camden. I actually need to get another for a bigger container. This box has Xander and Jackson's clothes for their next size up in it because Xander and Jackson actually used to share this room and this closet. But now that they don't, I still do have Xander's clothes and Jackson's. So I'm going to look through the sizes and the tags and see which ones have been saved for Jackson and tally them up on his paper. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and look through the rest of his clothes and see what he has and write them down on this paper as well. See what he needs, make a note of it. I also have some shoes that I need to see the sizes on and see what's going to fit him next. So let's go ahead and jump into that. So I've gone through the box and tallied up what he has. I'm going to go ahead and put these clothes back in here at least for another month or two before I pull them out. Once I start going through here, a lot of the times I will add some things that I didn't think of. For instance, because these are summer clothes, I added tank tops. So I wrote tanks on there and wrote down how many tank tops I have. I added long sleeved shirts just because for future reference, I know that he does have a long sleeve shirt that will fit him for the next size up. And then I have button down shirts, so like church shirts or just really fancy more button down shirts. So I added those. A lot of the times I will also add graphic tees, so something that has like a logo or like a picture or something on the front, or polos, the shirts with the collars, things like that, just to kind of give me a better idea of specifically what they have and what they could use or what they need. So you can get as specific as you want. That's how specific I've gotten. With Sophie's as well, I add dresses and skirts, things like that, because she also has a different variety. If you have a pair of shoes that you know fits your child and you don't want to have to get them to try on a million shoes, you can just measure it up to a pair of shoes that you already know that fit your child's shoes and make sure that they are his size or within a half size up. And then I'm going to check these and see what size these are. If they are within that range, I will put them over here so he can start wearing them and not save them for the next summer, because especially with kids shoes, like you can't guarantee that your kids are going to wear them that size. But if they're going to fit into them now, go ahead and have them wear them now. Since I'm planning for the next season, which is summer, I'm going to look through his clothes and see what fit him now that I think would fit him towards the summertime as well, and kind of get an idea with that. I don't necessarily need to look at the long sleeves because that's not really what I'm going to be shopping for next. He's good on clothes until summertime, so that's what I'm kind of getting an idea for is what I need for the summer. So I'm not too interested in the long sleeves unless they're like button down, like church shirts or like dressy shirts for special occasions. So I'm going to go ahead and look at that, and then I'm going to go look at his drawers, his dresser drawer, to see how many pairs of pajamas he has and how many pairs of shorts that he has. I'm gonna go check his dresser and see what he has for pajamas and shorts, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I just went through Jackson's dressers, and this is the pile of clothes that are not going to fit him and actually don't fit him now. There's even pajamas that he has in there that are a size smaller than what he is. And so I'm going to go ahead and go through these and see what are still in good condition that I can save for Camden. And if not, then I will get rid of those. So I've gone through and I've tallied, and as you can tell, it basically starts to look like chicken scratch, because when I'm done going through their clothes, I go ahead and mark a star by what I think is needed, and I can like write a note next to it. For instance, I put a star and put he could use a couple pair of jean shorts. I added a star next to swimsuits because he needs a swimsuit. I added a star next to his shoes because he only has two shoes that he can use for his next size up, and one's like a dress dressier kind of a shoe, and then one's a regular. So he could use some more shoes for the next size up. I added a star next to like slacks, like dressy pants, and he could use some socks. So I went ahead and made my own little notes on here so that when I am doing my shopping, I have a great indication of what I actually, or what he actually needs. I'm in Sophie's closet now. Camden's with me, so if you hear little toys, it's him. I am going to go ahead and go through her clothes and see. I have a bunch up here that I've stored from when I've shopped for summer clothes. And let me stop. So I'm going to go through those, and because she has a bunch of extra space over here, I'm probably going to take the clothes that can be hung up for next summer and go ahead and hang those up just so I can kind of see what she has, and then as summer starts rolling in, I can start putting them into her main area that we focus on. Now Sophie is really petite, so like I had said earlier, you kind of have to know like kind of how your kid grows, and if they're smaller or if they just grow a little slower, or they grow really fast and they're really tall or they're really big. You kind of have to have an idea of kind of how they grow and what size they're in to be able to shop for the next size up. Sophie's list, I do have dresses and skirts. She has a couple of different things that the boys don't, just because she's a girl, so she has a different variety. I'm gonna go ahead and look through her closet here and see if there are any clothes that I know will fit her for summertime, and I'm gonna go ahead and mark those down, and then I'm gonna go ahead and tackle up top. Okay, so it's just a bunch of clothes I've thrown together, and there are certain clothes like this. This is an outfit she actually wore last summer, but like I said, she's really tiny. You can see I even pinned it to make it kind of fit her better. So she can wear this summer again because she's just petite, and I kept it in really good condition. I try to keep my clothes stain free and keep them neat and tidy as much as I can. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to her next summer pile. So this is a romper that I bought for her. You can see it says size 5 in Old Navy. And she, like I said, I do shop a size bigger for Old Navy for my kiddos, but this actually looks really big. But I need to actually wash this. I just saw the tag. So I actually need to wash and dry this to see if it shrinks, because it feels like it will. And if you, I'm sure you guys know, but if you check the tag in here and you look at the fabric, it'll kind of give you an idea of how much it will shrink. So here it says 100% cotton. This will shrink for her. So I'm gonna set this aside to wash it and make sure that it shrinks some more so that it can be more of like this size for her, because this is more her size, definitely not this. And if it doesn't fit her, if it does shrink and it doesn't shrink as much as I think that it will, I'll go ahead and just save it for next summer. That's the nice thing about buying clothes size up, is that the odds are they're gonna fit them at some point. I'm actually surprised that I have so many clothes that are still in packages and still have tags on them. I order them online typically, so when I do get them, I immediately pull them out, pull off the tags, and throw them into the washer and the dryer to make sure I get them down to the size that they are. I know that I can hang dry them and keep them staying the original size and not have any shrinkage. But for me, I'm a busy mom. I have 4 kids, so the things that I can dry, I definitely do, just because it saves me time and it saves me space, and so that's just better for me to do that. I'm going to put my pile down here of things that need to be washed, and then I'm going to hang them up once those get washed and dried. Clothes happen to look small for some reason. This one actually does look a little bit smaller than some of the other sizes like this. It's like a little outfit. You can just not dry them and just try to make a note that this certain outfit doesn't need to be dried. Okay, so I'm finally in Xander's closet. I have his inventory written down. Pretty simple. I may fill it in with a few other things that I see that he has or that he could use. And some of his clothes are falling off the hangers. He puts his own clothes away. But I'm going to go ahead and tackle his closet, tackle his dresser, and kind of get an idea of what he has.
Hi, I'm Xander.
And go from there.
But this is not my video. This is Raising the Bible. And I am...
Okay, so that's all there is to it. It's pretty simple. Just write down what you have, what you need, tally it up. I'm gonna go back through all my kids' pages and if the ones that I haven't already done, but I'm gonna go back through like Xander's and I'm gonna write down what he needs, what sizes he needs, what colors he needs, if there's anything specific, and go ahead and go through it. Another thing is on shoes. I actually put what sizes of shoes that I do have for him. So I have like 2 tally marks on shoes with a size 3. I wrote down size 3 next to it so that I know he needs another pair of size 3s, or maybe he needs a size 4. So if I see good deals, I can know what size to specifically get. Now that I have my lists, I'm going to go on the sites that I typically shop, and I'm going to go to the clearances first. Then I can go ahead and type in the clothing size. So I'm going to be looking for size 8. Then I can get as specific as I need to, or as I can. Style that I'm looking for example, let's say pants for him. I'm like, okay, does he need that type of a pant? Not exactly what I was looking for. So now I just go through and I take a look at what they have in his size and see if any of this is something that I need. I can go and type in specifically what they need. For example, just say shoes, and then just see if they have clearances or whatever it is that I'm looking for him. Or all of the sites that I shop for my kids. So I had Carter's up a few minutes ago, and I was looking at dress pants for Xander specifically, just to kind of give you guys an idea. And they didn't have dress pants, the kind that I was looking for, on clearance. So I'm gonna go ahead and see, I see they have the clearance going on, so I'm gonna see if they have in the size I want. Just try to filter it out if you can. So I'm gonna go ahead and filter it and see if I can find any dress pants. Nope, none of the dress pants on clearance. So then I will go ahead and check all the other sites that I typically shop for my kids and see if any of them have what I'm looking for on clearance. And then if they don't have what I'm looking for on clearance specifically, then I will go ahead and just find the best deal. And so I basically just bounce around between the stores. I bounce around between Carter's and Old Navy and Oshkosh and Children's Place. Those are typically where I shop for my kids. I watch the sales, I have my rewards points, and I just bounce around from whichever one has the best deal. So those are my recommendations, and I hope you guys give them a shot. And so that's it. Really simple. I actually love it. I kind of think it's fun to go through the old clothes and the new clothes and kind of bring in the new and out with the old, and then kind of get an idea of what they need. And it makes shopping a lot less stressful for me. I like to be able to do my online shopping or my in-store shopping and know exactly what I need and what I'm looking for and what size to get. Makes it so much easier, saves so much time, and saves you lots of money. So I recommend giving it a try. So thanks for watching. See you next time.
And subscribe and smash that like button.